again, I think you two hit it. It's really who's your target market? What are their demographics? What are they reading? What are they listening to? What radio stations? What TV stations? What print or will they read print ads? What magazines? Whatever. Wherever your target market is, you want to be, and that's where you want to focus your marketing dollars on.
You know, Steve said it earlier too. The list of realtors. Where most of your calls, it's not coming from a buyer. Most likely, it's going to come from one of your peers. So focus more energy marketing your other peers with the product you have.
Gentlemen, what is the best way that you use to keep the relationships with past clients alive? How do you keep them coming back to you on a regular basis?
Well, like I said, we have our weekly prospecting meeting where we call our past clients. I do have, I don't run an exact 33 touch. I do run 8x8s on new potential prospects, like most of our ones are expired. However, we always send out all the different sports schedules. We send out the calendars. We'll send out, we're working on a newsletter right now. We'll send out, if something really important information in the industry, we'll send something out. So we're trying to touch them, but the key to us is anybody that we've done business with, whenever we make a contact, we never close that contact without scheduling something else. So there's always something else scheduled, whether it's 3 months, whether it's 2 days, or whether it's a year, there's always something scheduled. And I think that has been real successful because I'll log in and I'm like, oh wow, there'll be a task, call John Smith. I haven't talked to John Smith in a year. And then when I talk to John Smith, whether I left a message or not, I will reschedule something else, follow up with John Smith again. So it's systematized, it's automation, it works.
So blocking it into your calendar,
Yes,
like real touch.
absolutely. And then reaching out personally. People want personal on the notes. We don't do as many handwritten notes as we probably should, and I think we're going to look at doing that again. Handwrite your Christmas cards. We did it last year. We sat down and we handwrote a couple hundred Christmas cards. But stuff like that makes a difference.
Yeah, we do 33 touch and 8x8, which leads into a 33 touch. And we did, when the market shifted, we switched from recommended 3 to 4 phone calls out of that 33 touch to 6 phone calls. So we have a phone call every 60 days and then a handwritten, great talking to you, or sorry I missed you, whatever kind of note follows that phone call away. So there's already 12 touching right there. And that seems to have made the difference in the market shift.
Yeah, the regular contact, the scheduling thing, it's so true. On Top Producer, it's very easy. You just put in, you always want to have another contact on the horizon. A few things that we've done that that have kept contact going is we'll send, when we have a closing, one of the action steps is we'll hold their closing documents and we'll mail them around March 15th. And they just find it enormously helpful. They have found that your buyers tend to remember one great thing that as an agent you did. They're not remembering 4 great things. So that's one thing that we do that we hope they'll think is great. Another thing is, I'll ask them when their birthday is when I go list the property. And I just put it right into the calendar. And the other thing we'll do is, I will schedule immediately a call on the anniversary of their purchase. And then I'm wishing them happy birthday on their home purchase, which is something a lot more germane to what the connection we had to them was. It can be a little bit hollow to wish somebody happy birthday. They're always going to appreciate it. But you're putting yourself on a par with their closest friends or what have you. But it's a unique thing that you can congratulate them on in the happy birthday on your home. The other thing we'll do is that around January, when the abatements need to be filed, we send out an abatement letter, and we will offer to, if they feel they've been assessed on the high side at all, we're happy to be of service. And we'll put a reminder for referral there, but the key thing to all of those things is that we're not asking for anything, and that way when we have the other calls that we make, we're simply staying in touch and making my bold call, or who do you know, that you're coming not just from the place of asking for something from them. You've got these things wired in, that make them feel like it's a balance. They're glad to hear from you.
So you're putting into your 33 touch or your 8x8 some things of value that you're just
That you
putting
have.
forward. So you're more in contribution than extraction.
Yeah, and you're going to get you get the leads. We also had a referral contest that I found out was in violation of the Secretary of State. We gave away a trip, and then we got that phone call you don't want to get, so I can't do that exactly again. But people, there probably is a way to tailor it where it would be totally kosher, but the people appreciated that, a way to give something away. And I think people like that, and feel like they're in the action.
A couple of years ago, I started tracking interest rates that my clients were closing on their homes. And last year in particular, I was looking at them closely, holy cow, they closed at 7%. I pick up the phone, give them a call, Judy, Tom, whomever. You might want to look at it, we're down around 5, 5.25 at the time. If you haven't done it already. If I haven't reached them, I have their email, shoot them a backup email, and the response on that was fantastic. Again, just fortifying my position in their mind, in their base, worked out really well.
And I will, this is a huge subject, so I'm going to try to boil it down. I tell people send out 3 cards: birthday card, holiday card, anniversary card. If you don't know their anniversary date or they're not married, send out a card on the anniversary date and started doing business with them. Like one of you were saying with regard to anniversary date. Joe Girard, who is the only person in the Guinness Book of World Records under sales, sold 13,001 brand new cars and trucks over a 15-year career, last 4 or 5 years referral only, did one thing. He sent a personal note out every single month to every person who ever bought a car or truck from him. Okay, phenomenally successful. Nothing beats the personal note. It crosses generations, generation X, Y, Z, double Z, whatever. When I was in banking, they thought at one point that the brick and mortar building was going to go away, so we're doing all this internet stuff and how to do remote banking, and then they found out that people don't want the personal touch to go away. That's why the Postal Service will never go out of business, because people always want the personal handwritten note. If you do nothing else, sign it in blue ink and send those 3. Richard Branson, 5,000 personal notes every month to every single employee. And we all know the billionaire, Virgin Atlantic, Virgin whatever, has the most loyal employees. Nothing beats a personal note.
I'm just going to add, when we do a closing, any client that we work with, I have 2 assistants, and we use Top Producer, so we have an action plan set up. So the day of the closing, we have a task is for me to personally contact the person, the team member that worked with them, to just see how things are for them. And then the next task is 30 days out, contact them again and see if there's anything they need our assistance with, or were there any issues, anything with the house. So we always do that, and then that's what from that is when we have to set up the next horizon task, as Steve said. And it's easy. We don't have to think about it because it's already there. So you take the time ahead of time to build that top producer to work the right way for you, or whatever system you use.
How much?
30.
Well,
It's
just
$1 a day, there's some.
Yeah. It's great to have a system in place. You don't have to think about it. You close a deal, and then it pops up in your to-do list.
If this is a forum that's useful and effective for you, I would ask a favor, spread the word. We'll do this quarterly. We would like to see it grow and build and be a real forum for sharing ideas, to take all of us up to the place we need to be. There's no reason why everyone in the room, and I know all of them, can't take your business up a notch just by virtue of what we can help one another do. There's nothing